Our weed of the week is an interesting one. It's a perennial called Meadow Anemone.
All right, so meadow anemone, a lot of people will think about this as, wow, that's a pretty cool wildflower. And that's fine. It is a nice little wildflower. The problem with meadow anemone is it's very invasive. That means it spreads quickly. So if you have a couple of plants here, pretty soon there's 50 plants here. It's interesting when you talk to people of, hey, I want to have some flowers growing in my tree grove, and they plant a few meadow anemone out there. Pretty soon the whole tree grove is meadow anemone, and then it's creeping into the field. Then it's creeping into your neighbor's property, and it gets to be a problem. So we go very quickly from, hey, how do I get this stuff started, to, oh no, now it's started, I can't get it stopped.
All right, well, the problem is it is a perennial. It's got rhizomes. It's going to be tough because ideally we'd like to get all the way down in through that root system and kill it all. So you say, well, will Roundup work? Well, it's not going to work at this little 22-ounce rate or anything like that. Yeah, you might burn a little bit of growth, but do you really think you're going to get down into a good perennial root system? No way. So your best bet is to use the highest labeled rate of Roundup in the crop. Otherwise, even then, you might only be able to run 32 or 44 ounces of 6-pound Roundup. That still might not be enough, so you kind of have to hit it with multiple shots just to keep that out. I think you would have some success with Status, Dicamba, 2,4-D, those types of products
that'd
used
be my
almost
bet
anywhere.
Too. Yeah, that'd be my bet too. If you could use that in a burn down where it's labeled, or if you could use it in crop in some situations, like the dicamba could be used in corn, potentially some other crops down the road here too. The real challenge for controlling meadow anemone is when it does get into that tree grove and you say, man, it has gotten too far. How do I stop it in a tree grove without killing the trees?
So what I would do then is I'd spray real early in the spring before you have leaves on the trees. I'd spray late in the fall after the leaves drop off, and I'd hit it both times with very high rates of 2,4-D. And again, we're not going to say that's going to be 100% control, but at least that's going to be suppression. It's better than nothing.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for our Weed of the Week, Meadow Anemone. It's a tough one to get under control because it's a perennial and it is invasive. Stay tuned because Iron Talk is coming up next.